Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on WISH or ContextLogic. I've had this one for a little while. Again, this is ContextLogic, or ticker is WISH. Here's a look at what they've done over the last year. So I had kind of a nice run up here last year, actually, at this time. 17 on up to $30 range, 29, and ever since then it's just been stair-stepping down here. And currently at $3.27. In the last 3 months it's down over 48%. In the last month down over 27%. In the last week down over 8%. And here's a look on Friday. Actually had a decent day on Friday. Went from 296 on up to 330. I have 4 shares here. You can see my lovely cost basis. I got in at the hype and then it ran down along with all the other stocks. If you don't know what WISH is, it's a website where you can order online items. It's kind of unique, interesting items. It's an online marketplace that include Geek, Mama, Home, Cute, and Joyful Shopping. The company was founded by Peter and so on, founded in 2010. Volume of 22.7 million, average volume of 20.92 million, and a $2.08 billion market cap. Here's a look at their ratings. Currently at a hold, 56% hold. And here's a look at their earnings. Next is expected on March 8th after hours. And here's a look at some of the purchases that I've done on this one. So it was kind of hot stock back in July. Got into it. I think it ran up a little bit and then came back down. And as you can see, I'm currently in the red. So another one at $11.97 and $12.40. Got some information here. Bing is currently showing it as a hold with a 1-year price target of 636. So I'm going to have to watch this one and buy some and dollar cost average into it, I think, is what my plan is. Again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice here on the channel, but that's just probably what I'm going to end up doing. And if you have a crappy cost basis like that, you can leave that in the comments. So this is released on Thursday. Further weakness as ContextLogic WISH drops 15% this week, taking 1-year loss to 84%. Even the best investor on earth makes unsuccessful investments, but it would be foolish to simply accept every extremely large loss as an inevitable part of the game. It must have been painful to be ContextLogic or WISH shareholder over the last year, since the stock has plummeted 84% in the time. A loss like that is a stark reminder that a portfolio diversification is important. Shareholders have had an even rougher year lately, with the share price down 49% in the last 90 days. We really hope anyone holding through that price crash has a diversified portfolio. Even when you lose money, you don't have to lose the lesson. And so definitely lost a lesson, or learned a lesson a time or two on some of these losses. But in the last 12 months, ContextLogic increased its revenue by 11%. That's not a very high growth rate, considering it doesn't make profits. Nonetheless, it's fair to say the 84% share price explosion is unexpected. Image below shows how earnings and revenue have tracked over time. So the image here below shows how earnings and revenue have tracked over time. And it shows, if you click on the image, you can see in greater detail. So basically, the revenue Different perspective on ContextLogic. Shareholders are down 84% for the year. The market itself is up 21%. While the aim is to do better than that, it's worth recalling that even great long-term investments sometimes underperform for a year or more. Which that's kind of hurts from time to time, but sometimes that's exactly how it works as well. So some of these just have to wait or dollar cost average into them, or just wait and purchase them later. So the share price decline has continued throughout the most recent 3 months, down 49%, suggesting an absence of enthusiasm from investors. Given the relatively short history of the stock, we'd remain pretty wary until we see some strong business performance. While it's well worth considering the different impacts the market conditions can have on the share price, there are other factors that are even more important. And moving on here, ContextLogic hits a new 52-week low at $3.05, and this is a day or two old, so I believe it even hit lower than that. ContextLogic reached a new 52-week low during trading on Wednesday. The company traded as low as $3.05, last trade at $3.05. There's the volume. The stock had previously closed at $3.19. So I'm not going to read all of this information. Those of you that want to read it, feel free to pause. This is talking about it underperform, and we'll go over some ratings here at the end. The business has a 50-day simple moving average of $4.57 and a 200-day simple moving average of $7.45. The company has a market cap of $2 billion and a P/E ratio of minus 0.88. ContextLogic last issued its quarterly earnings results on Wednesday, November 10th. The company reported a 10-cent earning per share from the quarter, topping analyst consensus estimates of 15 cents by 5 cents. ContextLogic had a negative return on equity of 91.67 and negative net margin of 33.67. On average, research analysts forecast ContextLogic Incorporated will post minus 0.57 earnings per share for the current fiscal year. Here it talks about a CEO sold 23,252 shares of the company's stock in a transaction dated Wednesday, November 17th. And here's some more. That sold quite a few shares. So whether that had anything to do with the price dipping or not is part of the question. I would assume when people see this, that probably puts the question in their mind whether they should sell. I've seen that on other stocks as well. But again, they operate as a mobile e-commerce company in Europe, North America, South America, and internationally. The company operates a WISH platform, connects users to merchants. It also provides marketplace and logistics services to merchants. Company was incorporated in 2010 and is headquartered in San Francisco, California. What you need to know about ContextLogic, WISH investor composition. If you want to know who really controls WISH, then you'll have to look at the makeup of its share registry. Insiders often own a large chunk of younger, smaller companies, while huge companies tend to have institutions as shareholders. I like to see the least little bit of insider ownership. As Charlie Munger said, show me the incentive and I will show you the outcome. And as I've pointed out on the channel before, Charlie Munger is one of Warren Buffett's right-hand man, and I'm here in Omaha with Warren Buffett, and it's always nice to see a major player in your home city, and I've been following him for quite a while, so here's a chart of latest analyst for ContextLogic. And what does institutional ownership tell us about ContextLogic? Many institutions measure their performance against an index that approximates the local market, so they usually pay more attention to companies that are included in major indices. ContextLogic already has institutions to share registry, which is always nice to see institutions in anything. Gives the stock a little bit more credibility. That's how I look at it. This suggests some credibility amongst professional investors, just like I said, but we rely on the fact alone, since institutions make bad investments sometimes, just like everyone does. If multiple institutions change their view on a stock at the same time, you could see the share price drop fast. It's therefore worth looking at ContextLogic earnings history below. Here's a look at their earnings. Here's a look at some of their revenue. The green is earnings. This is the cash flow here, and the orange is cash from operations. So a deeper look at ownership data shows that the top 25 shareholders collectively hold less than half of the register, suggesting a large group of small holders where no single shareholder has a majority. Insider ownership of ContextLogic. And here's some general public ownership and private equity ownership. Just for the sake of the video time, feel free to pause and go over that there for yourself. And moving on, could ContextLogic wish regain all of its losses given a 21.85% dip from the high? This is dated on the 17th. So the most recent article, during the last traded shares were at 16.34 million. At the end of the trading day, the stock's price was $3.11, reflecting an intraday loss of minus 3.42% or minus 11 cents. 52-week high was 32.85. It's down 956.27 from the peak, still striking a 4.5% gain. And a 52-week low of $2.97. So quite the range there. If you did an option on that going down, you'd made some serious cash. Here's a look at some ratings. We'll go over those at the end. Here's a little bit more trade information. Moving on over here to Reddit. 0.5 million plus loss on Wish. Wow. That's too heavily invested if that's... What do you wish wasn't so expensive? Wish fires at CEO, core revenue plummets 55%, and company burns 25% of its remaining cash balance. So it might not be the best ran company, but like I showed you, got into it on the hype here on StockTwits, currently at 323, low of 294, high of 3285. And I wish I sold my shares in 2026. I will sold all my shares. Next time bears want to have my money, bulls and whales are here. That is true. Shorts are running out of time before the biggest historic buying month, January, for institutions after 30-day tax sale expire. Thin volume. Lack of liquidity will put pressure on covering shorts. So if you haven't ever been to their website, it's kind of a fun website. They have kind of some unique products you don't see anywhere else. Some of it's cheap. A lot of it's from China. Not to knock them in any way. I'm just stating the fact. I have gotten shirts from there that have been too small. They must be built for smaller people. But anyway, over here on Wish, currently at 323 with a moderate sell and 52% upside to 492, high of $6, low of $4. But if you have Wish, go ahead and list that in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you care to share in regards to Wish that we can compare and take note and try to make some money back on Wish. That would be appreciated. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.